It's a Monday night out here in Brazil, and it's wintertime, which as you see, I got nothing on pretty much in the wintertime, people in shorts. But it's a samba party at this one little area. Just want to talk about this experience from last night. It's like a sweet and sour situation, if y'all listening. I found myself extremely happy and also extremely sad, because here I was at an event that was in an open area that they do every Mondays in the holiday. They call it vacation time, which is basically, it's winter time their time now, but it's summer for us, so they're out of school. And I watch all these individuals come together and be in one place, have no violence, and just dance to music. And when I say all these individuals, I want to be very clear. In the United States, there's certain groups that do not stay around each other. All right? If you have people who are transvestites, somebody else that possibly might be gay, or somebody might be another way, those groups will stay with themselves. And let's say a heterosexual group will stay with themselves. Maybe women are intertwined here and there. But last night, it was everybody. It was a mesh. And nobody cared. Whoever was with their group, they were with their group. Nobody had any issues. And the biggest thing is, the music was running through my system and making me feel like it was where I come from, which in Brazil, all the music goes back to Africa. And they'll tell you, like, their first dances, everything is African based. Rio has a lot of what you would call quote unquote white Brazilians. This country has 220 million people, population, 75 million are black, which is the largest population besides Africa on the Western Hemisphere, second being America. But it's just sad, because if you look right here, we can never have this in America. And it's because of the fact that the American system has made it that way. Like these guys who are playing and the people that's enjoying this music, and I had two women who was next to me. You know, sometimes here and there they play certain music, they twerk, dance, you know, shake. And they were trying to talk to me just in general. One of them had a boyfriend, the other one was just a friend, and they was trying to talk to me in general. And she was just telling me like, you're beautiful. And I'm like, huh? She's like, you're beautiful. And I didn't understand. And then I told her I speak English, and her friend was like, oh, she was saying you look good. And she took my hand and kissed my hand. It just showed me the ultimate love. And even when I left them, the other one friend kissed my hand too, grabbed my hand, kissed my hand. They respect the African ancestors, the culture, and everything else. I mean, that's what makes Brazil, Brazil. And so in America, And a part of why I was sad is that, you know, without melanated people, true melanated people, the world is boring. We're vibrant. We get everything. When I was listening to that music, it was just running through me. I didn't understand none of the words they were saying, but the music, it felt better than me listening to salsa, bachata, hip hop, everything. It was just going through me. And a lot of people know that this is the first port where slaves were dropped off at. Another reason why it's so many of us down here. Honestly, if America was like that, they'd probably make Brazil like America. It was like a choice, the way I look at it. It either was going to be America or Brazil. Because one country has to be the quote-unquote free country, which is not real, and dictate and program the minds of the people who built it to feel like shit, to fight each other. I mean, it was parts of this event where we were trying to get through, and it's just like, because everybody's standing around listening to different music, and it was pushing everything else, but nobody had a fight. People had drinks. Nobody was spilling the drinks on each other. It was just real peaceful. It was soulful. And the guy that's from out here, he asked me, does that happen a lot in the States? I'm like, it can, but it's very seldom, especially with the amount of people. And we had people from the favelas, the ghettos, all over. Everybody in one spot. Nothing about class. That was the best 3 hours of standing I've probably done in a long time. But it was the feelings. It's different when you're talking to somebody, and this is why I always tell people to travel, because you can't get this unless you travel. If you travel, you will fully understand what I mean, especially if you travel to, say, somewhere like Dominican Republic, parts of Central America, Africa, Colombia, and then come down here. Because, and I'm talking for people who are like me. If you're from Puerto Rico and stuff like that, you would still feel the vibe here, but it might be a little bit different for you. Just like one of my friends that's from the Bronx that came down here was like, he don't, it's different. He still feels the music, but it's different. But I'm talking about people that's quote unquote African, have African ancestry. You will feel this down here, and I see why a lot of people move down here and just want to be involved with this life. It's not cheap like a Colombia or Dominican Republic, but it definitely, even walking around, it shows me like how it could feel to not be judged. It was just like, it's good to vibe, man. No violence, no guns, none of that. We trying to be tough. And it's crazy because I'm from where I'm from, and hip hop started there, but it gets on my nerves how I knew how hip hop used to be and now how it is now. And I feel like if hip hop stayed the way it was before all the negativity came into it, that would be the samba music. That would be the Brazil that I was at last night. And that would have made us more united. But, who got involved to make it a whole different change. So it's bittersweet, but I just wanted to give y'all this, my last night, and just how crazy it was, just standing there looking, seeing all types of people support, love, and honor the melanated music. It was a beautiful thing, y'all. Peace.